We have just another minute. I am going to make my way to my mat. As I was saying, if you have shoes on, please take them off to allow for better stretching of the feet and the toes. Stretch and breathe. Thank you guys for joining me today. It is good to have you here. Let's go ahead and get started with those yoga blocks or that pillow, whatever you're using today. I want you to make a T if you've got yoga blocks. We're going to use one block for the head and one block right in between the shoulders. Now, if you have a pillow, you'll just start that pillow high enough right underneath the crown to take it all the way down past the shoulders. We just want to elevate off of the ground a little bit. So when you got those props settled, you're just going to roll back nice and slow and take a moment to get comfortable on your props. Now, we all know that this might not be the most comfortable position that you are in today, but it is also good to find comfort in uncomfortable positions. So you want your upper back and your head elevated off of the ground. We're going to relax, and I want you to concentrate on your breath. So to do that, we're going to shut the eyes. Let's let the palms rest onto the mat. And if it's comfortable, you can keep the knees bent. And if you'd like, you can straighten the legs out. We're just going to take a couple of moments to settle in and get acquainted with our breath. Let's take a big deep inhale in through the nose. Hold it at the top for just a second and then sigh it out of the mouth. Take a couple more of those big, deep cleansing breaths on your own, inhaling through the nose. Holding at the top for just a second and exhaling out of the mouth. Now I want you to pay attention to your natural breathing. Just let the body breathe on its own and pay attention to it. Letting it take in as much air as it needs. And focusing on this experience of that breath as it comes in. Is it coming through the nose or through the mouth? And as you exhale, what is the body doing? You feel the chest, the ribs coming back together. You feel the belly fall. Maybe you feel the breath on the throat or on the upper lip as it exhales the body. Just focus on your breath. Let's bring the left hand to the belly and the right hand to rest on the chest, right over the heart. And take another few moments to really feel the breath as it enters and exits the body. Paying attention to what part of the body moves as you breathe. Maybe you feel the chest expand and then the belly rise. Or maybe just the opposite. Maybe your belly rises first with your breath. Keeping the eyes closed so that we can connect our body and our mind. Challenge to keep our eyes closed during practice to stay connected to our senses, to our awareness. Let's let the arms just slowly drift back down to the floor, palms face up. And really relax the shoulders. Let them fall away from the ears. Let's point the feet, point the toes away from you. And then pull them back towards the face. Moving with your breath, point the toes away. And then pull them back towards the face. A couple more rounds of breath like this. Very good. Let's reach our fingers towards the ceiling. And just kind of wiggle your fingers a little bit, maybe move the wrists around in a circle. And then make fists. Squeezing the fingers tight over the palms and leave the thumbs out. Let's point the thumbs behind you. Your palms will be facing each other. And then I want you to turn the thumbs in to rotate through the wrist. And then we're going to turn those thumbs back towards the face. And then turn the palms out. We're just rotating through the wrist and the elbows as we keep a tight fist. Good, just a few more times. And then open the fingers up wide and do that same little wiggle that you did to start. And then slowly bring the arms down. Let the palms face the ceiling and just rest the arms. Take a second to feel the sensations that could be running through your palms, through your forearms, through your fingers, that tingly feeling. Waking up the muscles, the joints, as we move through this stretch today. Let's bend the knees, placing the feet flat on the floor, and then let the soles of the feet come together. And slowly let the knees drift open. Let's point our fingers back towards the ceiling, and then slowly release the arms behind your head. If you can grab opposite elbows, and just let the arms fall back behind you. Now, if you're on blocks like I am, this might be a little uncomfortable in the upper back. Discomfort is okay, but if it causes you any type of pain, please move out of the position and wait for us to move on. Otherwise, just settle in and try to find comfort and relaxation. The soles of the feet are touching, and the arms are stretching out behind you. Very good. Just slowly let the arms go back down to the sides, palms face up. Very good. Slowly bring the knees together. And we're going to heel toe the feet until you can feel the edge of the mat under both feet. Once the feet are wide, slowly let the knees cave in. Finding some internal rotation in the hip joint. Continue to stay focused on your breath as we move through these positions. And if you get distracted, just know that's okay. Find your way back to the experience of the breath and the sensations that you feel through each stretch. Very good. Let's heel toe the feet back in as we open up the knees. And I want you to reach the hands for the back of the thighs, lifting the chest, lifting the head off of your prop, and slowly helping yourself up to a seat. We're going to move those props out of the way. And then I want you to just take a comfortable seat, keeping the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. Let's rest the forearms on top of the knees. We're going to take a couple seated cat-cows in this position. Round through the spine. Tuck the hips under and tuck the chin down. Take a big inhale and sink into this stretch, lengthening the spine, stretching out across the upper back. When you're ready for an inhale, put some strength into that spine, sit tall, and press the heart forward. Shoulders go down and back. Take a big, deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, I want you to sink back into that cat, rounding the spine, tucking the hips under and tucking the chin. Breath to movement. When you're ready for your inhale, sit tall, press the heart forward, and inhale. Good. On that exhale, you're rounding into your cat, nice and slow. Let's do one more round of breath. On your inhale, sit tall. And on your exhale, round that spine. Very good. Let's swing the feet behind us and come to a tabletop. We're going to take a couple of cat-cows in our tabletop position. Tuck the toes under. Let's lift the hips high, drop the belly, and press the heart forward. Take a big, deep inhale here. Feel the core stretch out. Very good. And when you're ready for your exhale, you're going to make your way into your cat, tucking the hips, pulling the belly up and in, rounding the spine, and tucking the chin. Stay here. When you're ready for that inhale, take it back to that cow by lifting the hips, dropping the belly, pressing the heart forward. Take the big, deep inhale here. Feeling the front of the body stretch out, and when you're ready for that exhale, tuck the hips and find your cat. Let's go one more round of breath. Inhale, make your way to your cow. On your exhale, you're taking it to the cat. And then bring it to a neutral spine. Let's sit back with the hips to the heels and press into the toes, pressing the palms to take the hips back. If that's intense, you can come back to the tabletop rocking forward, maybe untuck the toes and ankle circles. When you're ready for that stretch again, tuck the toes and sit the hips back to the heels. Very good. Let's push the hips high and come into a down dog. We're going to pedal out the feet. You might hear some cracks. That could be my ankle or yours. Bending one knee and straightening the other. Let's all straighten our left leg and bend our right knee. Press to the palms to press the chest closer to the thighs, and press that left heel down towards the mat. Feel the stretch go all the way up the back side of the leg. Good, and then switch. The right leg goes straight and the left knee bends. Pressing into the palms to take the chest as close to the thighs as you can get it. Pressing that right heel towards the mat. Find the stretch up the right side of the leg. Very good. Let's come to the tiptoes on both feet. Pressing the hips high. Press the chest close to the thighs, and then slowly lower both heels towards the mat. Stretching out those calves. Very good. Let's slowly come to our knees. Walk our hands out a little bit in front, and we're going to slowly lower the hips all the way down to the mat. Take a second to settle in here. Familiarize yourself with this position. Maybe you just need to rock from side to side. Be gentle. If this position doesn't feel good up on the palms, you can bring it down to the forearms. Draw the shoulders down and back. Take a second to feel the sensations that might be happening in your body, whether it's in the low back, whether it's in the shoulders, or whether it's in the feet. Very good. Slowly lower the chest down to the mat. We're going to bend our right knee. We're going to take our right arm out long to a T, out to the side, palm facing down. Let's take the right cheek to the mat. We're going to use our left palm underneath our left shoulder to help roll. Actually, we're going the opposite direction. Sorry about that. Let's bend the left knee and straighten the right. There we go. There we go. Now you're going to press into that left palm and roll onto the right, letting that left foot come down behind that right leg. Taking our first twist of the day, be gentle. We're opening up the right side of the chest, the right shoulder. Be gentle with this twist and reconnect with your breath. Take a second to relax. On the inhale, where is the movement of the breath? On the exhale, we're sinking into the twist. Very good. Slowly roll back onto the belly. Let's keep that left knee bent, and we're just going to slide it up the left side as if we're finding a comfortable spot. If you're a belly sleeper and you hike a leg up, this is kind of what it might feel like. Take a second and think about the ankle being in line with the knee. Think about how this feels on the low back or the hip. And connect to the breath. Very good. And if you are ready, come up to the forearms. We're going to take a half frog. We have that left knee out to the side. Now you can stay here, or if you like, you can come up to the palms. Be gentle. It might cause a little discomfort in the low back. If it causes any pain, come back down to the forearms or back down to the chest, whichever you prefer. Try to settle into this position, closing your eyes, paying attention to what you're feeling and to your breath. Whether you're on your palms or your forearms, whatever is most comfortable for you. Just take one more round of breath here. Very good. Slowly surrender all the way down to your mat. Let the arms lie wherever they fall, resting your right cheek to the mat. We're going to take a second to just let go. Fully surrender onto the mat. And just breathe. Very good. Slowly bring that left leg back down. And then bring the palms and the forearms to the floor to take a baby cobra. Roll the shoulders down and back. If the eyes are open, you would be gazing towards the top of the mat. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, just sink into the mat. Very good. Let's push it up to our knees, to a tabletop. And let's push the hips back to the heels. Lengthen the arms out in front and bring the forehead down to the mat. We're going to stay here for a couple of rounds of breaths. I just want you to pay attention to what the body is feeling and the experience of the breath as you inhale and exhale. So nice. Slowly lift the hips, come back to that tabletop. And I want you to take the right arm high. Let's just open up for a twist here. And then bring that right hand down. We're going to thread it underneath that left arm. Slowly find your way down to the mat, keeping the hips high. Now adjust the position of your arm. Maybe you need to draw the arm closer to the knees as you slowly lower down to the mat and find a gentle stretch on the outside of that right shoulder. When you find it, you can rest the right temple, the right cheek onto the mat. Let that left arm just be long out in front. Very good. Let's slowly pull that right arm out from underneath you. And I want you to just rest that right arm on your low back if you can. Using that left palm into the mat for support. And then I just want you to open up that right side of the chest. Make a fist with that right hand, squeeze it tight. And then open up and spread the fingers wide. We're going to do that a couple of times, squeezing the fist tight and then opening wide. Very good. Let's bring that right hand down to the mat. Walk those hands out in front and slowly lower the hips to the mat. Readjust if you need to, keeping those palms underneath the shoulders. Rolling the shoulders down and back. And then slowly bring it down to the forearms. Take a second, bring the chest all the way down to the mat. And rest your favorite cheek. And we're going to take 2 rounds of breath here, just surrendering to the mat. Very good. We're going to bend the right knee. Let's try this again. The left arm is going to come out to a T. You're going to have your left cheek to the mat. And you're going to press to the right palm to roll onto that left side, bringing that right foot behind the left leg. We're looking for a gentle stretch on the front of that left shoulder and a gentle twist in the back. Keep the eyes closed and just focus on what your body is experiencing right now, where you feel the stretch, where you feel tension, and where you feel your breath. We're going to be here for just a minute. Let's take one more round of breath here. And then slowly return back to your belly. We're going to keep that right knee bent and draw it up to the side. Take a second to surrender here and think about your ankle being in line with your knee. I don't want that foot creeping all the way in behind you, underneath you. Let's make that ankle at least what you're feeling. You don't have to open your eyes and look and make sure that it's equal. Just think about moving the ankle in line with the knee. Good, and when you're ready, you can come up to the forearms for this half frog. If you came up to the palms on the other side, you can give that a try. Really getting into that left hip and that left low back. Maybe you feel it on the right side. Again, just focusing on your breath and the sensations in your body as we move into different positions. And when you're ready, you can slowly surrender all the way down the chest, resting the left cheek to the mat and just letting the arms relax. Just get heavy on the mat. Good, and slowly slide that right leg back underneath you. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders and press into that tabletop and take it back to that child's pose. Sit the hips to the heels. Bring the forehead to the mat. We're going to be here for just a couple of rounds of breath. Just get comfortable. And find your breath. Good. Slowly lift the hips, come back to that tabletop. We're going to take that left arm high. Open up. Find a twist. And then we're going to thread that left arm behind the right and find that shoulder stretch as we did on the other side. Nice and gentle. Maybe you have to sit the hips back towards the heels. Maybe you have to draw the arm closer to the knees. And when you get there, let that left cheek come to the mat. And just relax, finding a gentle stretch on the outside of that left shoulder. Very good. Let's slide that left arm out from underneath you and come back to that tabletop. We're going to let that left arm rest on the low back. Now you can stay here, or you can open up that left side and find a twist. Now while we're here, I want you to make a fist with that left hand. Squeeze it super tight. And then open up and wiggle the fingers. Good. Make a fist. Squeeze it tight. And then open up and wiggle the fingers. Let's do that one more time. Make a tight fist. And then open it up. Good. Let's return that left palm back to the floor. Now we're going to sit the hips all the way back towards the heels. Now, I don't want you to sit on the heels. I want you to widen your feet. And if you need support for this, you can use a block or you can use a pillow in between the feet. We're just going to sit on that block. Our feet and our knees are out wide, so we're not sitting on them. We're just going to take a nice tall spine. Stretching out the front of the foot, the front of the ankle, and the shins. We're going to stay here for just a second, and then I'm going to attempt to remove the block and let my hips sit onto the mat. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can stay right here, supported on the block. Just going to give that a try. If you want to try it with me, go for it. If you are comfortable on that block, just stay there. So if you can, sit the hips back in between the feet and then walk the hands behind you for support. You can lift the hips up off of the mat as much as you need to. We'll get a nice stretch on the front of the thigh. Just hang here. Still stretching out the front of the foot, the ankle, the shins, all the way up the quads. Now just be gentle. Hold as much support as you need to keep from causing any pain. And if you do feel pain, please move out of the position. Very good. Let's slowly walk the hands back out in front. Let's tuck the toes, nice and gentle. That was a big stretch on the front of that foot and ankle. And then tuck the toes and sit back to the hips, to the heels. Very good. Let's rock it to a tabletop. Press it to a down dog and just pedal the feet out a couple of times. Good. I want you to bring that right foot and step it up to the outside of that right hand and then slowly lower that left knee down and untuck that left toe. We're going to take a little runner's lunge here, putting the weight in our palms. Let's slowly just let that right knee fall out. Supporting your upper body weight through the palms. Allowing yourself to sink into the hips. Very good. Let's straighten out that right leg and push the hips back to come into a half split and stretch out that hamstring. Folding over that right leg. If it feels good, you can sit all the way back on that heel and pull the toes back towards the face. Very good. Make your way back to that bent right knee. We're going to step that right foot back. Tuck the left toe, lift that left knee off the mat, and then step the right foot back. Push it back to the down dog. Pedal the feet out a couple more times. And then when you're ready, step that left foot to the outside of the left hand and slowly release that right knee to the mat. Untuck that right toe and let that left knee fall out to the side. Runner's lunge. Support that upper body weight through the palms to the mat and sink into the hips. Taking a second to connect to the breath and connect to these sensations. Where are you feeling this? Very good. Let's straighten out that left leg. Push the hips back and find a stretch in that left hamstring. Now you can hang here or you can set the hips all the way back on top of that right heel and pull the left toes back towards the face. Wherever you're most comfortable finding this stretch, we'll be here for just a couple rounds of breath. Very good. Slowly lift the hips, bend that left knee, tuck the right toe, pull that right knee off of the mat, and then step that left foot back. Let's bring it down to the knees and swing those feet out in front. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower yourself all the way down to your back. When you get there, let's bring the knees to the chest. Grabbing onto the knees, maybe you wrap the forearms around the knees to lift the hips up off of the mat and just take a little rock side to side. Very good. Let's slowly let the feet come to the mat. We're going to heel toe the feet out to the sides of the mat. And then slowly let those knees cave in one more time, bringing the hands to the belly. Taking a second to reconnect with that breath. And just relax. Very good. Slowly open the knees. Heel toe the feet into touch and slowly let those knees open up. One last time. Nice and easy. Keeping the hands to the belly. And keeping the focus on the breath. Very good. Let's reach the arms behind you. Keep the eyes closed. Keep the knees fallen open. Just reach the arms behind you and let them rest on the mat above the head. Very good. Slowly start to close the knees and make your way onto your favorite side. You're going to use that bottom arm as a pillow. It's closed. You can let that top arm just rest along the side comfortably. We're going to take a couple of rounds of breath right here. Keeping the eyes closed, I want you to use that top arm to help yourself up to a slow seat. Find a natural cross-legged position. And then slowly just lean forward. Bring the forearms or the palms out in front. Let the head hang heavy. Very good. And slowly help yourself up to a regular seat. Rest the arms onto the knees, onto the thighs. And slowly start to blink the eyes open. I just want to say thank you guys for coming today and joining this stretch and breathe class. I hope you feel a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more flexible than when you came in today.